right, Cannonball Nation, it's Wednesday night. We're just about 8 minutes from going live with this week's episode of the Cannonball Chronicles. I'm Chris, I'm going to be your engineer here tonight, street level, at the Retrocycle Studio. Good to be here with you guys. It's my birthday, so I'll take all the birthday salutations. Lancaster, New York, checking in. Happy decades, Chris, right? 5 decades. Arizona in the house. Indonesia, wow, right on. New Jersey, 197 souls right now. We're going to wait about 8 minutes for this social media crowd to build up, let everybody get a parking spot, a cold drink, and kick back, get ready for this episode of Cannonball Chronicles. Don't go anywhere. 7 minutes, 30 seconds counting. Just about 4 minutes left. You guys are something else. Everybody's teasing me about being old today. It's okay. I'll take it. I lived. I survived. I made it. Oh, man. So many people wishing us a happy birthday. That's great. Wishing me. Big Apple in the house. Right on. Good to see all you guys. Trisha, Chance, nice to see you here. Broken Spoke Saloon. Right on. Chopper Town. Love to see our Choppertown family from all over the world. Remember to tell us where you're from, and if you're a Cannonball racer, throw your number up there, man, so we can give you some credit. Going live in just 3 minutes. Stick around. Oh yeah, good to see everybody out there talking about Sturgis, getting ready for Sturgis, man. We are too fired up that we're going to hit at least one major rally this year. Hey, looks like we're under the 1 minute mark. You know what that means? Time to get this thing. Time to get some glasses on, Chris. Jesus. Time to get this thing out of the station, up on the tracks. It's time to go live with this week's Cannonball Chronicles. Here we go.
Hey there, Cannonball Nation. It's me, Jason Sims, your host for tonight on the Cannonball Chronicles. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Leanne. Say hey, Leanne.
Leanne.
We also got our great co-host, Mr. Robbie Nussbaum from Retrocycle in Boonton, New Jersey. What up, Rob?
Jason, nice to see you. Add a little class to your shot this week.
Right.
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I feel tricked.
You got tricked into being on the show tonight?
I did, yeah.
Well, my emails and my texts have been blown up like, hey, you need to bring this girl on. Who is she? Let's learn a little bit about her.
Who is she?
Everybody wants to know, Leanne. Everybody wants to know about Leanne and what she does behind the scenes.
Oh, I mean, that's like a 10-week episode thing on its own.
You heard it here. You heard it here, folks. We're going to have a whole episode with Leanne.
No. I'm just here to support Jason.
Oh, that's nice.
How nice is that?
So how was your week, guys?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I don't even remember. It's flown by so stinking fast since the last show. I don't know.
I
We
don't
haven't had a day off. You know,
What have we done?
we've done a lot. I can tell you that, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you right now what we've done. I can even tell you what I did 5 minutes ago.
Well, I know what I've been doing, and it's been very stressful. We're going to downsize Retrocycle a little bit. We're still going to have the same services, but I think I found a new location, and we're going to be moving, and hopefully to serve our customers a lot better. So,
Oh, good. Shop warming party.
yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do that once we get up and rolling. But it's been a struggle. This mezzanine behind me, behind that pegboard upstairs, is just about empty now. We're setting up a separate eBay thing with a friend of mine, and he'll be selling off a lot of the inventory through eBay. And then we're going to concentrate on engines and transmissions and restoration services. And I'm really looking forward to the next step.
Who's there picking you? Doug Watke?
No. Doug had an opportunity. He didn't pick me, but I have a friend who is pretty savvy with eBay, and I gave him a lot of the dead inventory that I had sitting around, just stuff I've never been able to get to because we've been so darn busy here.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so he's going to have some time, and we made a deal, and he's going to sell the stuff off on eBay. So
I got somebody here that's kind of upset about it.
Well, we'll have to discuss. Oh.
I already got all the good stuff when I was there last month.
Oh my God, the picture just went to hell. The picture went to hell. There's a certain time when the signal stream should like break up. And now would be a good time. Hey Doug, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, all right. Little sunburnt, little windburnt, butt sore from riding.
A little hail stroke there too.
Oh yeah, it's all fun, it's part of it.
I wish
if we weren't surprised by your appearance tonight, we could have played that video. For those of you who don't know,
think the language would be safe for airplay. It would be like Rebecca when she shoots the video of me. It's mostly just a section of beeps with a random word thrown in.
What have you been up to, Doug? I heard you were on that pre-Cannonball run that you guys did.
Yeah,
you got some people lost. You got some people scared.
Oh, they won't get lost.
Typical Doug fashion.
If you go up the mountain, all you got to do is come back down, and you'll get to civilization.
There you go. You started in civilization, right?
Yeah.
I heard a lot of really cool things about your bike. Tell us about your bike.
My Cannonball bike for this year?
Yeah.
It's a 21 Harley JD that was built back in the 50s by a custom bike builder in Weymouth, Massachusetts named Hank the Hermit. And so he cut down the frame for knucklehead tanks. He put a BL front end on it, did some other modifications to the frame and the bike. And I found it at Ole back in 13. And it was a rolling chassis with a motor, redid it, and took it on the 14 Cannonball. And then I just had Newman rebuild the motor because the first time the motor didn't hold up all that good. I made it to the end, but I had to take a couple of days off to replace the snap crank pin.
Oh boy!
Yeah, it should be good to go now. I mean, it's good on road, off road, uphill, downhill. So it's got throttle and brakes, so I'm good.
Yeah, well, brakes will help a little bit.
You don't necessarily need those all the time.
No, but sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's
curb to scrub against.
As good as those brakes are, we're using that term loosely, right?
No, yeah. One of our guests coming up, we'll have to bring up his brake story from last week.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Oh, yeah. Hey, where's Bill going? He's going on down the mountain.
Well, you guys all have some inside stuff on that, so that should be good. So for those people who haven't tuned in before, watching for the first time, this is our 10th episode. 10th.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, the time flies. It's been fun watching the show develop, and I think we're starting to get into a flow. I hope so. The guests are just one after another, great people, with the exception of Doug. But anyway, we have a new guest tonight with us doing a segment we like to call 1,000 Words. So let's bring him in.
What the hell? Oh, well.
Hey, Walt, what's happening?
Hey guys,
How's it go, Walt?
good to be here.
So
This is the first time I haven't seen you all year. I always seem to run into you somewhere or other. Daytona,
Well, you probably,
Bike Week, Cannonball.
yeah,
What's
well,
Walt?
you'll see me next week. I'll be in Sturgis.
Are you? All right. I was
Yep.
wondering if you're going to be coming up.
Absolutely. I'll be leaving Monday. I'll be in Mitchell on Thursday for the Clockworks party and hit the city on Friday.
Right on. So for everybody tuning in tonight, this is Walt Lumpkin. He's presenting our Pictures Worth 1,000 Words. Walt has been kind of traveling with us on all the different Cannonballs, really just unofficially, just as a kind of a spectator. But he takes just the most wonderful pictures. He's been just a really, really good asset to posting stuff on our social media, and we appreciate your support and all that kind of stuff. And I enjoy every post that you put up.
Well, I enjoy doing them and I appreciate you tolerating me.
So let's kind of just bump right into it. Let's see the first image that you have.
Well, when Shadow asked me to get a picture that embodies what I see in the Cannonball, Kelly to me is the epitome of the people who enjoy this, the joy of the Cannonball. Billy and Bill, for example, good friends with Kelly. But when Kelly is with his grandkids, that was when we stopped in Augusta, Kansas at his Twisted Oz Museum. And he had, I don't know how many locals there, plus ever how many hundred people that travel with a Cannonball. And to me, Kelly was just in his element there. He's the most welcoming, nicest guy. I think he was the first guy I met during a Cannonball, and he just welcomed me in. He welcomed me to sit down and have dinner with him when I was walking around in, I think it was Lake City, for a stop out of Daytona in 14. And I'm wandering around with my tray of food there at that power sports dealer and didn't really know anybody. I knew Felicia. I knew Scott Jacobs and Sharon. They were the only people I think I knew in the entire Cannonball. And I'm walking by and looking lost. And Kelly goes, "Would you like to sit down?" And since then, we've become friends. I've stayed at his home. I've met his family, been to the museum a couple of times, and I talk to him on the phone occasionally. And I just really enjoy him as a person. And he is to me, he is the epitome of the joy of the Cannonball that I see among everybody. Not that it's not serious with everybody. A lot of work, a lot of hard riding on the old bikes. I don't have the stamina to do it. I don't have the will to do it. And I think the first one, that night, before we met for dinner that night, I think Kelly had a wreck that day and crashed his Excelsior and hurt his ribs, if I remember correctly. That's been a long time ago. I've burned a lot of brain cells since 14. But
It's kind of coming back to me a little bit. I'm remembering a little bit about that.
Yeah, but he is just one of the great people I've met with the Cannonball, and to watch him with his grandkids just brings me joy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, not even with his grandkids, but with just the general public in itself. I mean, he's not afraid to approach anybody, talk to anybody, join him into the group, whatever. I mean, what a super gracious dude, when it comes to opening up his house, opening up the museum, showing what he knows, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And like I say, he's become a friend. He's got a great family. When I visited him in Augusta, I was passing through, and so he takes me in the truck and we ride around, showing me the city and how proud he is of his town. And I'm just proud to call him a friend.
Absolutely.
Kelly's such a nice guy. I understand that Doug is making some arrangements for Kelly to join him on an upcoming episode.
No,
That would be
me and
fantastic.
Cole Deister on I think August 26th. I still can't get Kelly tied down. He doesn't like talking in front of a camera. So
we gotta get him going, man. We gotta get him going.
Well,
Cole, speaking of Cole,
I'll be at Kelly's. I can be at Kelly's the following Wednesday, maybe. So maybe I can get him to get on that.
you know what? We'll bring you on, and then you'll just spin the camera around. And,
Yeah.
We'll trap him.
Yeah, trick him like Jason did Leanne.
Hey, Chris Cowan, do you have the link to Doug's bike on eBay? I understand it's on eBay now, being sold by Cole.
Which one? I got three of them.
If you guys tell me how to find it, I'll bring it up real quick.
He says they're all up there, Doug.
Oh, by the way, Chris, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it, man. Good to see your face.
Happy birthday.
I put a funny picture on your page, but it's all private where I can't do that. So on your Facebook page.
Well,
that was
and I think my wife,
just for you.
I think my wife gets the award of the day for funny pictures about my birthday with the picture of the ARP shit. So
Yeah, that was pretty good.
she wins.
So, Walt, what's one of your favorite memories of the Cannonball?
They all run together. I tell Jason this all the time. He says the reason I'm a straggler and I hang around where I shouldn't, try to stay out of everybody's way, is because the Cannonball goes on so many roads that I would never go on because I would have no reason to unless I'm just wandering. Usually I'm heading to Sturgis, or I'm going to the West Coast, or I'm going someplace, and I'm not necessarily in a big hurry, but I'm not that adventurous either, just to get off. And some of the roads we came through coming down on the chase from Sault Ste. Marie through Kentucky and Tennessee, I think those roads were paved maybe 6 months before we went through there on some of them. I think there were horse trails before that. I'm surprised they were actually on a map, but they were great roads down through the middle of the country. And I just feel lucky that I'm able to follow and see such great scenery in this country.
How'd you get to learn about the Cannonball?
There you go.
I didn't hear what you said, Jason.
How did you get to learn about the Cannonball? How did you learn how to meet up with?
Well, you can blame Felicia for that. I think I got interested back in 2012. I'm not necessarily an antique motorcycle guy, but I really enjoy the engineering and actually the beauty of the engineering. My expertise goes to changing fluids in a bike and making sure the battery's good in the fob, but I appreciate everybody else's talents. And I can look back and the way those bikes are machined, they're just things of beauty to me. And I've learned over the last few years that one of the most beautiful sounds in the world is a Henderson 4. That's my bike right there. If I was going to ride an antique bike, it would have to be a Henderson 4 just for the sound, if for no other reason.
Yeah.
But getting back to the
they're so quiet.
But getting back to how I got involved, Felicia got in touch with me sometime back in 2014 and asked would I like to go along with the Cannonball and be a part of it, as an official part of it. And I told her absolutely, but I could only do about 4 segments. I got up to, I think it's Clarksdale, Tennessee, up above Nashville. And I had to turn around because the next week I was going to Europe for 8 or 9 days to ride the Alps and the Dolomites. And I couldn't turn that down. But, and since then, I've just been showing up. And I'm fortunate that I can do that. And I'm fortunate, again, is that you tolerate me.
Well, Walt, you're always a lot of fun to have along, and some of the pictures you posted are just incredible. I really enjoy seeing the stuff you put on the Cannonballs.
Well, I'm glad you do. I'll never be a Michael Lichter, but I aspire to be one.
There you go.
There you go. So, well, we've enjoyed having you on. Hopefully we'll have you on here in another future episode. Like, we got a lot of great videos that are photos that I know that you've taken. Thank you again for posting everything on the Facebook page and sharing it with everybody. Hopefully we'll see you here next week in Sturgis.
Yep. See you next week, Walt.
Thanks,
You'll
Walt.
definitely do it. And I've got to find something to do in September now.
There you go.
We got something. We'll give you a phone call.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Jason, we got a lot of celebrities with us tonight. Too many to name, but I see Mike Carson, number one celebrity, Mike Carson.
You're holding up the wrong finger.
That's right. Well, I was told I'm not allowed to, but you get the message. He's number one in our book. We got Mike, we got Teresa, we got Chris Simmons, we have Barry Wardlaw, Chris Tribby, all kinds of great guests tonight. Hit your like and share buttons, folks, and tell all your friends to watch. We're just having a lot of fun, and we really like your comments, and we'll try to get to them as much as we can during the show.
If we get 10 likes tonight, that little vest that's above there, Robbie's head, he's going to wear that next week.
Yeah, right. and you'll get Doug's motorcycle. Cole already said that JD is up there, so he might take it off eBay and award it to somebody for 10 likes.
Oh, really? Cole's got a JD for sale?
Oh, Jay, 21J.
I'll be right back.
Custom bobber with a neat shift arrangement and all kinds of stuff. A knucklehead oil tank, all kinds of really neat stuff on that bike.
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay, go to the bathroom. So we have, I think we have a commercial break coming up. So there's something you need to tell the people about one of our great sponsors.
Yeah. So I want to just take a moment here to talk about one of our wonderful sponsors. Everything on there. Great company, been in the United States since 1974. When you make an order with their product, he ships them out the same day, if not the next day. Many beautiful colors. Put these things on your license plates, put them on your saddlebags, put them in your ears, whatever you want to do with these things are badass. So, here they are, these beautiful jewels.
Look at that.
Beautiful. Look at it. Even got it in Dougie's ear.
Wrong finger, Doug.
They're great. So we had such a success last week of doing a little bit of a giveaway. I reached back in and found 2 more sets in my personal stash. So again, if you go to www.cannonballstore.com, which is the motorcycle cannonball store, the first 2 people that make an order tonight, I'll throw in a set of Red Fox jewels out of my own personal collection.
Wow.
What kind of deal is that, huh?
You can't
give it
that.
back. And I'll send you a cool set. So again, first 2 orders, I'll send you a great set of these to put on your bike.
What was that website?
Beat Doug. So
I'll take a sticker.
what else we got, buddy?
What else we got? Well, isn't that enough? I mean, we've talked about the jewels. That's enough, right? I mean, how can you follow that? Well, we can follow that, actually. We've got a great guest with us tonight. He's going to be a first-time cannonballer and a previous motorcycle chase rider. He's got some interesting stories with that. So why don't we bring in our first guest? Let's meet the racer.
Hey
guys.
Bruso, what's happening?
What's going on?
Mike, looking good there, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
What have you been up to?
Still healing up, building JD motorcycles,
Yeah.
getting ready for the Cannonball.
So tell us a little bit about Mike Bruso. What does Mike Bruso do for a living? And tell us about the man behind that machine.
Mike Bruso is an HVAC guy, just a regular old HVAC tech. Been doing it for about 25 years now.
I bet you got to be busy right now with all this heat going across the country, huh?
Slammed up, had to get out early just to do this. I would have been out till 9 or 10 tonight otherwise.
Wow.
Oh, no, getting that busy, huh?
Yeah, it's that time of year.
I hear you. I know I like my AC.
Yeah, I'm trying to chill right now. Hey, so what's a little history on your Cannonball bike? Tell us what you're riding. And
I got a 1926 JD that I'm riding. It was originally Doc Hopkins' bike for about 30 years. It was his round town bike. A guy named Jerry Brown actually ran the 18 Cannonball, a few legs with it. Didn't really prepare and went home early. I bought it, completely gutted the bike, and started fresh.
There you go. What kind of stuff have you been doing to it since you got it?
Well, I got an extra set of engine cases, pulled the original engine out, JD jugs, full Carrera rods, True and Osborne wheels and all that fun stuff. Doc built the engine. Newman did my tranny, got a bunch of parts from Rob. So just went through the whole thing. I left out of here, went picked the engine up from, did a complete weekend turnaround, drove up to Doc's place, which is about 16 hours. Turned right around from there, went down to Chicago. We started about noontime on Saturday, and we had a completely stripped bike and put back together and running by Sunday at about 1 o'clock. And I headed back to North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
nice.
So I've been
Nice.
riding it, doing break-in miles.
How many break-in miles do you have?
I got about 300 on it right now.
Nice.
Got my
Nice.
oil and drip down, and no major issues. So it's going good.
Good.
I mean, talking about some of the parts that you put in there with the JD jugs and the Gorilla rods and all that, it sounds like that thing should be bulletproof. And with
Been pretty good so far.
yeah, the
Right.
JD
There's a
jugs
new
are
engine there.
real nice product, the JD jug. So we've been pretty happy with what we've been using.
right. So it looks like we kind of got into a little bit of picture roll here. We'll kind of maybe switch gears off of Cannonball a little bit and talk about the cross-country chase. You were one of the first participants in the first annual cross-country chase. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about these pictures that have kind of come up. Let everybody know kind of what you rode and maybe a little bit of story and history of being on the chase.
Great opportunity. Was riding my 39 knuckle. I bought it from the guy that actually bought it in 1959. It was put back together in 61, the way you see it in the pictures. Unfortunately, that paint's no longer on the bike, but it was a great ride. Had a blast. Unfortunately, my ride ended just north of Nashville, Tennessee on day 5.
And tell everybody what happened, why it ended on.
Came across the 4-lane highway. Chris Tribby and Chris was right in front of me. He just barely avoided the truck. Unfortunately, the truck got me. Spent 10 weeks in a walking cast, and the bike's totaled out. In the middle of rebuilding it now. Got a new frame. Hopefully, it'll be back on the road by next summer.
Right. I pulled up on the accident just kind of really right after it happened. I mean, from what I've seen, you're really pretty lucky to even be on the show with us tonight.
Lucky.
But, I think we got a picture of some of the carnage that happened on that thing. And like I said, I mean, you were in good spirits. I mean, the craziest thing I've seen, and, was you on the ground 5 seconds later after being hit on Facebook Live, telling everybody, "I'm all right. I've been in an accident. My bike's fucked, but I'm all right." Just
Yeah, that pretty
nobody's
much
even
summed it
there
up.
yet. No nothing. I mean, it's one of the craziest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And-
I knew my family and friends and everybody were gonna hear about it right away, so I figured I'd get on there and let them know I was all right. They kind of shuffled me out of the hospital there really quick and didn't do a very thorough job of checking me out, I guess, because when I got back to the orthopedist, ended up in a walking cast for 10 weeks and healed for a lot longer than that. But it's all back to normal now, and we're good to go.
Good. All healed up, ready.
Yep, ready to ride.
Heck yeah.
And he made it to the finish.
Yeah, he did.
He
I
showed
showed back up the next day.
finish, never complained, hobbling around on crutches, couldn't keep him down.
Robbie, there's no crying in cross-country endurance runs.
Of course not.
Oh yeah, there is.
I take that back. I have seen some people cry.
Why was Doug crying again?
Not in front of anybody. No.
So
Hey Jason, I think there was a tear flowing the next day when I saw him load that bike on my trailer.
yeah, right. That's right.
Yeah,
Mike, what are some of your anticipations about competing in the Cannonball coming up?
I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I know a ton of the guys already. The Carsons and you guys, and the regular culprits. Looking forward to hanging out at night, working on the bikes, and just a great ride.
Cool. That's a picture of your Cannonball bike right there.
That's right after we got it running.
Great. And I got some notes about 24-hour turnaround. What can you tell us?
We picked it up complete. I picked up the engine from like I was saying, I picked up the engine from Doc, and we ended up coming down to John Smallwood's, who's my crew chief. That's his shop there. We stripped the whole bike right down to the frame, new engine, new tranny, fixed a whole ton of the wiring, rewelded battery boxes, went through wheel bearings. I mean, we did a front to back on it. We started about noontime on Saturday. We had it running about 1 o'clock on Sunday with about 2 hours sleep.
Wow.
Cannonball training.
There's a comment in here from a Bud Blair. What can you tell us about Bud Blair? Do you know him?
Buddy Blair's the president of the local AMCA chapter I belong to. He's a good guy. He runs he's got a 42 knuckle trog bike.
Nice. Carson says you're a tough dude.
That's coming from the old tough dude.
Yeah, from an old tough dude. You said, right?
Yeah, right on.
Okay.
So what do you got planned for now? What will be a year from now? Obviously we were supposed to be prepared coming up here in the next 60 days, but with everything being pushed out, what does the rest of 2020 bring for Mike Bruso?
I found a really cool 47 Nuck chopper a few weeks ago I'm messing with right now. It's built in 71. I bought it from the guy that built it in 71. So it's a little 47 EL. So I've just been playing around with that.
Oh, cool.
Well, it's Chris Callan's birthday, and he always wanted a knucklehead. Can you do anything about that for him?
Yeah. He can make sure that I still want a knucklehead.
I can get the payment book along with it.
Tell us about your team name.
We're Team Bar. You got the big guns out there, and Jake Martin and I are Broke Ass Racing.
Say that again?
Broke Ass Racing.
Broke Ass Racing. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's myself and Jake Martin. I'm an HVAC guy. Jake's just a concrete guy. We partnered up, doing the best we can with what we have, and we're going for it.
Heck yeah.
So cool. Team BAR. Nice.
Yep.
I think you guys will make a good team. Jake and Ginger, they're great people. I know you're a great dude. I think you guys got some great personalities together, and I'm excited to kind of see what you guys do.
Yeah, and we're both running late JD, so it'll be good. He's running 27 JD. I'm running the 26 JD. So we'll have a lot of interchangeable parts in the trailer. Can share tools and everything. Should be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you done any kind of modernization to the bike? We know what you did to the engine. What about the bike, the brakes, anything like that?
Lighting's got LED lighting. I got a divorce 12-volt system on it. So the only thing I'm running off my 6-volt is just my coil. That's in that battery box behind that little military battery ammo box is actually my battery box for the 12-volt.
Nice.
As far as brakes, still a stock rear brake, but it's actually got an add-on factory accessory JD front brake. So I do have a front drum now.
Nice. Nice.
Looks like the thing will do some wheelies.
I don't know about wheelies, but it's riding good so far.
Now, had you ridden
My goal for the Cannonballs to keep both tires on the ground.
And full of air.
And full of air.
What was it like going from your other bike, from the Knucklehead, to ride this? Was it just
from the 39 to a JD is a big, yeah, it's definitely a different, especially the transmission. I mean, granted, my 39 tranny was horrible, but I had pulled it off to put a 42 tranny in it, a regular 4-speed, and they're pretty smooth. You get on the 3-speed's really clunky, so that's a big difference. And obviously, that strap rear brake is a big difference.
Shadow just commented on social media something about, and I'm afraid to ask, but something about underwear.
Underwear? We can ask Tom Banks about that, but this is a perfect chase story. The big thing with the chase is all your tools, parts, clothing, everything have to be on your bike. Well, we pulled into southern Georgia there and met back up with everybody. The only stop we missed was Chattanooga. Pulled back in with the bike, the trailer on crutches, hobbling. Tom Banks comes up to us and says, "Hey, can I get a ride to the store? I'm out of underwear." I said, "Man, I just happened to mail a package of underwear to the front desk. Why don't you just go grab them? You can have my underwear." So there's actually a great picture of me giving my underwear to Tom Banks and Jody Perowich just looking at us disgusted.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, Tom's got my underwear, if you ask him.
You think he still got it?
Oh, heck yeah, he saved them. I guarantee it.
That's great. Well, we're gonna move. We gotta move on with the show. But Mike, we really enjoyed having you on here. Some great stories, and I'm sure you'll come back with some more as we get closer to the event. But I want to thank you for coming on with us tonight. This has been great.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Jason.
You bet. Hey, before we get out of here with you, Mike, tell everybody out there where they can follow you. I think you got a Facebook page set up for a Cannonball Journey.
Got Mike's Cannonball Journey Facebook page, or just Mike Bruso on Facebook. I do a ton of live feeds. I do updates all the time. We got our T-shirts on there. You can get them from myself or Jake. We got team shirts and the Mike's Cannonball Journey shirts and hats. So, I try to keep everybody updated on the progress.
Excellent.
75th day.
Yeah, how about that? We're almost famous.
So yeah, thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Have
Mike.
a good one. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you,
Have a
buddy.
good night.
Should we do that little thing with our pay the bills type of thing and run into a commercial break?
Yeah, then we'll come back and talk with Doug for a couple more minutes and bring on our next guest. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Hey, I'm Chris with Source Media Group, and we're in the studio getting ready for what is probably the biggest project we've ever worked on, Sturgis Live, 80 years in a day. And when I think back, 22 years ago, we started Cycle Source Magazine in a room that was not much bigger than this. A lot of things have changed since then, the style of bikes, the way people dress, the way they talk. One thing remains the same, their love affair with the motorcycle. At Source Media, we get that. And we're coming up with new ways to bring you more motorcycle content all the time. We understand that your motorcycle media consumption habits have changed, and we're changing right with them. Hey, where do you get your motorcycle media?
On the big screen TV in my living room.
Exactly. That's why this new platform with Fight TV is really exciting. Now more than ever, you can get on your Roku, your Amazon, or your Apple TV and see what's going on in the world of motorcycles. For us, that means more programs like Grease and Gears Garage, Grease and Gears TV, Roadshow, and now Sturgis Live. We're about to hit the record button on the 80th anniversary of Sturgis, the most epic motorcycle rally in history. Not just that, this is the tale of the enduring pioneer spirit of people who leave everything behind them to look for a little bit more out of life. August 19th, 7 p.m., go to Fight TV, go to CycleSource.com, get your buddies together, host a garage party. You don't want to miss this. We're going live with 180 minutes of everything that happens in Sturgis this year. The parties, the bike shows, the bands, everything that we can capture, we're bringing to you. Don't miss it. Sturgis Live, 80 years in a day.
Dennis Kirk started back in 1969. At the time, we were called All-American Snowmobile Parts. Specializing in snowmobile parts and accessories, All-American Snowmobile Parts quickly grew, taking over the Midwest as one of the largest snowmobile accessory companies to date. The company quickly grew into what is now known as Dennis Kirk, and from there, Dennis Kirk branched out from the snowmobiles and took on the powersport industry head-on, diving into everything from watercraft, ATV, UTV, dirt bike, and motorcycle parts, while staying true to the original roots of its snowmobile heritage. Dennis Kirk created product catalogs that were released every year from 1970 to 2017 that contained an astronomical number of product. Dennis Kirk had since moved 100% online, helping to keep customers up to date with the latest in sales and product. With over 160,000 items in stock and still growing, Dennis Kirk continues to stay a customer-focused company.
Since the beginning, we've only had one thing in mind, and that's you, the customer. We want you to get the parts as fast and as easy as you possibly can so you can get out and ride and spend less time waiting for your parts.
I think the best part of working at Dennis Kirk is the passion that we all have for the industry, and that we can pass that passion along to our customers in one way or another.
We were there when your granddad needed his first helmet.
We were here when your mom needed her first pair of riding boots.
We were here when you got your first jersey.
We have employees that have been here for more than 40 years. Would have been longer, but they keep retiring on us.
Don't worry, we'll be here for your family too. We're not going anywhere.
Dennis Kirk would like to say thank you.
To another 50 years.
To another 50 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, we're back.
Look busy.
I was just checking on our little Red Fox giveaway. So we got a couple winners.
You big dummy.
When I figure out what my password is, I'll let everybody know who the winners were of the Red.
I got to tell you, I'm looking during the commercial break. I was looking at some of the social media chat. It's unbelievable how many people are out there and engaged in this. It's great. You know, I see a lot of familiar names. I see a lot of new names. I see names from the other shows that are on Source Media. It's really cool. So those of you out there, hit the like and share button. Tell all your friends about the show. We'll help to grow this, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely.
What'd you find out about Red Fox? Anything?
Nothing. I'll get it by the end of the show.
That's great. That's great. Doug, so what are your thoughts so far from the show? Guest hosting.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah?
Glad to be here. I'm kind of on my way to Sturgis.
Do you have any Mike Bruso stories that you want to share with us from the chase?
No, I have never shared underwear with Tom Banks.
Come on, Doug. You sure? We know you have.
Yeah.
No?
I've been on Cannonball long enough. I know that if you turn them inside out, you can wear them for another week.
Right.
You don't have to share them with your friends.
Did you ever wear any of Polly's underwear? You can tell us here. Nobody will tell.
No, I'm afraid they'd cut me half in two. She wears them little thin ones, you know?
Okay, all right. So our next guest Our next guest I'm pretty excited about because he's number 10 and
or the 10th episode.
And it's our 10th episode, and these two guys are really top-notch people. Let's bring in and let's meet this racer.
Oh. Look at those guys.
Look at those guys.
The Barn guys.
Hey, Bill, did Billy steal part of your beard?
I did. I glued it on.
What happened to the other part, Bill? Billy?
Kind of was Amish, doesn't he?
You were going too fast?
I just keep cutting part of mine off, and he keeps taking it.
So tell us a little bit about the Barn guys, about you two. What's your background? What do you guys do? And give us a little insight on Bill and Billy Page.
Well, wait. Before you start, who's Bill and who's Billy?
I'm Bill. Young Billy.
Young Billy.
We this guy right here, me have been doing motorsports since he could barely walk together. And I started building barns when he was in probably junior high. And he started working for me in high school, and we kind of just got together. He stayed with it. He went to the military for a hitch and worked there for a couple years, then came back when he got all his time in and decided he wanted to work, just go ahead and work the barn guys, which was really good for me. I always said if I had 3 or 4 more sons that worked as hard as he did, I could have retired 20 years ago.
That's great.
But that's the story of the barn guys. We build barns, we love it, and we ride old motorcycles.
And that's your team name?
The Barn Guys?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Basically, we got a couple people joining us this year, though, that want to ride with us. So we're expanding our team more than just 2.
Who's on your team?
Well, Dave Minerva's going to ride with us.
Oh, Dave. Dave. I was on a team with him in 2018 with him and Chris and Pat.
Yeah.
Dave is a great guy to have on your team. That's exciting.
Dave is a great guy. I bought the 15 single cylinder motor from him when I built it in 2014.
And you were in class, so that's class 1 on the motorcycle Cannonball. So that's single speed?
No, I was in class 2. It was a single cylinder with a transmission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like?
It was pretty amazing. When we put it together, the farthest we'd ever rode it was about 60, 70 miles. And that's the first time I'd ever done an old bike. And when Billy and I got there and we started that first day, we had no idea. I thought, well, I bought enough parts to rebuild the thing 3 times. So I figured I could last at least 3 days. But when we made it the first day and came in, he just started counting down. Day 1, day 2, it just kept going. But I had a good team. Good team. Couldn't have done it without him or my friend Eric.
Who was your crew chief?
Eric Erickson, lifelong friend.
Nice. And Billy has been with you on how many Cannonballs now?
2.
Did the 16? Yep, I tagged along on the 16, just kind of helping wrenching, and then we rode the 18 together.
Right. And on the 18, you guys made every single mile together, correct? Side by side?
Pretty much. I lost about 60 miles one day for a $3 capacitor in the mag. And I think Doug actually helped us get that going that night for the next day.
Yeah, that was That was unbelievable. I couldn't tell anybody the experience of that. Riding side by side with your son all the way across the country. Not Doug fixing the bike. Doug does that all the time. I got to tell you, Doug is probably one of the best I ever seen fixing bikes on the side of the road. I watched him on the Chase and the Cannonballs, and he's pretty damn good.
Half the time, I think he breaks it and then fixes it and then makes himself look good fixing it.
You're damn right. Whatever works.
I'm almost going to agree with you on that, Jason.
He likes to show the MacGyver fixes.
Anybody keep an eye on Doug at night and where he is and what he's doing?
Very sneaky.
He
Oh, you guys are, check the battery lead.
That was on top of the mountain. I think he called that one.
What I should do is not say anything and say, well, look over there and say, I bet I can fix it for $20.
I said I would eventually got it fixed. You just saved me about a half an hour.
It's all experience. Believe me, if there's something that could be broke, I've probably already broke it.
Yeah, I believe that one. But the Cannonball's been some kind of just a fantastic experience for both of us. And we're really looking forward to the next one. Not sure what we're going to do yet as far as riding. We got some options to choose from. And the main thing that whatever we're going to do, we're going to be in the same class and ride together, just like we did the last time.
That's more important than anything.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I'm sure you guys run into a bunch of people who somehow the Cannonball comes up, people who are not involved. How do you explain your experience with the Cannonball to somebody who has no idea what this event is all about?
Well, two things. One, it's twice as hard as you could ever dream of. And the second thing is mentally fulfilling when you complete it.
And you guys have met quite a few people that you would otherwise not met.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Opened up a whole new world of friends that that you would never have come across or met if it wouldn't have been for the Cannonball. Good friends, good people.
And what about some of the cities that you guys sort of roll into? What's some of your experience with the local people when you roll in? I know a lot of times you're under the gun fixing things, but when you have a chance to talk to people in the towns, what kind of receptions have you had, good or bad?
Most people are just excited to see it. Where else would they be able to see a rolling museum like that?
It's like a rolling circus with all the Kansas guys.
That ain't no kidding.
It's a freak
We got
sideshow.
some good Kansas guys.
I like giving all you Kansas guys a bunch of crap.
Yes, you do. That was so much fun that when we was up in Colorado, Terry Richardson, he'll keep y'all in stitches for the whole day and the whole night. He don't ever quit.
Well, we're hoping to get him on here at some point. Terry's got some great stories, and he's a phenomenal guy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the people, they get into it. The luncheons and the dinners, the luncheons are kind of a pain for us riders, but we can see the importance of it because the people, they come out in groves and just, they can't questions, lots of questions, lots of pictures. They want to know, how far we're going and how far we've been. And so it's a good thing that we do and with the people.
Heck yeah. How about, I want to go back to something that you just said a few seconds ago and we didn't really elaborate on, and that's about the choices that you guys have. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that with the types of bikes that you guys have in your arsenal, I guess you could say.
Well, we can't tell you, Jason, because you'll just come try to buy them.
He wants everything.
I do. I can't help.
Well, the F-head, the J models have become my most favorite motorcycle ever. And we have right now we have 8 J's, different years that all but one are running. The one that's not running, I just brought home. Pardon me?
Did you just acquire one? Did I hear you just came up with another one?
We did. And there might be a good possibility that you'll see that one. Doug will see that one running in Arkansas.
That quick, huh?
Wow.
Tell us about that bike. Well, at least a year.
Pardon me?
Tell us about the bike. At least the year.
The one I just got is a 1919 motor, and it's a pretty much rust bucket, but a lot of original parts. Some not original, but some really unique parts on it that make it cool. I'm probably going to try to do a majority of it a mechanical restoration and leave as much of the bike as I can the way it is. And I was fortunate enough, my good friend Cole let me take that one home.
I think Cole just posted, I don't know if I might have missed it, but he said something about he's got to learn to lock his door.
Yeah.
I must have started a trend. I got him to sell me a bike like 3 days before you did, and he never sells anything. So
he said he wouldn't leave. He said
you better run out there. He might be in the selling mood.
He said he wouldn't leave you. He wouldn't leave him alone, Doug. You kept whining.
He had like a dozen VLs, and I didn't have any. And to me, that's just not friggin' fair. And I said, I don't care which one it is, pick one and sell it to me. And he did, and then we're both happy. Well, I'm happy.
Chris Callen, do we have a crying baby sound that we can put up there?
Whatever works.
Yeah, Cole, when we got to Cole's house, he showed me that one that you got, Doug, and he goes, I just sold this one to Doug, and he said, I got one in the other room that got your name written all over it. You just need to tell me what you think. And once I seen it, I was like, okay, that one's got to go home with me too. Yeah. But in answer to your question, Jason, we got a couple singles, a 13, 2 15s. We're going to get those prepared and running. And then depending on what happens next year with all that, we're either going to ride a couple singles or we're going to ride a couple twins.
There you go.
Tell us about
have options.
Tell us about the difference of riding one versus the other, preparation wise and actually doing the event. Because now you've done them on both. Billy, have you ridden a single, or did you just that twin the one time?
So I've only competed with the twin. I've rode a single, and night and day is all I can tell you.
Okay, so what would be some of the differences and challenges of riding the single versus the twin?
So when you're riding a single, you're literally working all day. You're just not sitting riding the machine. You're working to keep the machine going. Maybe not mechanically working on it, but rider working on it, laying on the tank, sitting up, walking up hills, pushing down hills. It's just your body movements have to work with the machine. You just can't sit on it.
And Bill, you rode a single through the Rockies. Is that right?
Do what?
You rode a single through the Rockies?
Yeah, the 15 single sitting behind me here will show part of it there. This is my baby. This bike took me over Wolf Creek Pass. And it was chugging in first gear, but it made it over all the way. The thing about the single is that you have to anticipate every hill. And you can do a hill and you can do wind, but you can't do a hill and wind without a lot of work.
And let's talk about brakes on the single. What was that like coming down out of the Rockies?
I didn't have any brakes that day. So I used my transmission most of the way. I'm good at experience of riding J's without brakes. So.
I'm going to call you Bill No Brakes.
Bill Flintstone.
Right. So on the second day of the 18 Cannonball, my strap brake broke on my 16 twin. We were probably 50 miles in, and we pulled over, and Dad told me, he said, well, if you know you don't have a brake, just ride like you don't have one. Let's go.
I was hanging out with you guys in Spirit Lake on 2018 when Bill was changing out some valve pockets. And I'll tell you, when I walked into your trailer, you guys are, for being under the gun, the easiest going, very focused, but very friendly. Nothing seemed to rattle you guys. How do you guys manage that?
Lots of practice.
Yeah.
I never seen you two argue. Does that ever happen?
It did. It did when he was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had some pretty good ones. But we kind of, that's been years ago. I don't think we've gotten in a major argument probably for 20 years.
You guys are like best friends, it seems.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've been doing some sort of motorcycle activity together since I was 4 years old. As the years progressed, the activity changed, but the motorcycle was always involved.
Yeah, there's been motorcycles at my house since he was born, before he was born. I've never spent a day in my life without one.
Are you guys competitive between each other?
Nah, I let him win all the time.
No, I don't think we are, Jason. I know that the day that we had there was a magneto problem on his that day on the 2018 Cannonball, and we were at a different motel than the start, and I couldn't quite figure it out. I knew it was in the mag. I wasn't sure. I kind of had an idea it might have been the condenser, but we couldn't get his to fire that morning. And the hardest thing that I had to do was leave that day. We talked about it. If I did took my parts out of mine to fix his, then we both probably would have got gigged. So I was down with a couple minutes of when my class was supposed to start, and I was like 2 or 3 miles from the other motel. And I finally said, okay, just keep working. If you can get it started, go. And I had to leave. That was the hardest thing I had to do, is leave him that morning.
Cole wants to know about your sand dragger, Billy.
Yeah, so we probably did a good 10 or 12 years of sand drag racing. It's kind of 10-foot long, stretched out, custom built motors. Pretty wild time, pretty fun.
He was 7-time national champion.
Oh, he left that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, for that probably 10 or 12 years we did that, we traveled from the West Coast to the East Coast and everywhere in between about every weekend.
For those tuning in, what is a sand dragger?
Well, so basically it looks like a quad, but narrow and long.
Yeah. The last one that we built, the last class that we rode in, was a 2-stroke motor, about 1,300 cc's. We were given a 50 shot at NOS on each cylinder. It was a 2-cylinder. And that thing would go, they actually raced 100 yards in the sand. And that bike with him on it did that 100 yards in 3.1 seconds at 101 mile an hour.
Wow. Well, that sounds like fun.
I want to ride one of them.
Dang. Did I hear dang?
Yeah, so they were fast. once you
Hook up.
drop the rev limiter, you didn't have time to think. I mean, in 3 seconds, you were the length of a football field and going 100. I mean, once you started, it was over before you even knew what was going on.
Wow.
Bill, what was your first bike?
My first street bike that I had was a Suzuki 185. And I was in high school when I got that. I rode it every day. And then I kind of graduated up from that, and I got a Triumph 500.
And how'd you get involved with antique bikes?
Well, I started kind of going backwards. I'd already one of the bikes that my wife and I always rode, and I had kept it since '87, was an '87 Ultra. And then I think in the '90s, I started kind of going back to my early days when we used to do some choppers in the '70s. So I got built a shovel head back, and then I found a pan head. Then Doug actually found me a knucklehead. We found it for Kelly, and Kelly didn't want to go get it. And then he told me about it, and I went and got it. It's a great bike. But so that kind of just progressed.
But I'm glad Bill got it. He owes me one now, so he's got to find me one of these.
I keep telling you should have went and got it.
Oh, I know. I already got one, though, and I'm a one of each kind of guy. I don't want to collect every knucklehead or every pan head. As long as I got one of each, I'm good.
There you go.
So I want to know, other than the Cannonball bikes, what's on the barn guys lift right now?
Yeah.
So I got a 49 Pan on mine, and he's got a 15 single on his.
You don't have the what did he ride in Colorado? What year? 24?
That was the 21.
21?
With
21.
that fancy disc brake rear end.
That didn't work very well. Yeah, I put that disc brake on there because it was going to work really good, and it didn't work with the shit. But I didn't have it. I didn't have it set up quite right.
Paradise Pass or something.
Yeah, it was like 9,000 feet. And so I pull over, swing on, take a picture, and Bill's behind me, and he just keeps going on past me. And I'm like, where's Bill going?
No brakes, Bill.
I couldn't stop.
Billy,
no, as far as on our agenda for Billy does a lot of trucks and cars, hot rods, and I'm thinking about doing another one of those myself.
I got something I can send you if you got some time you need.
What's that?
I got a couple of trucks I can send you.
Huh?
I said I got a couple of trucks, 5-window Chevys.
Well, the problem is if you send them here,
that's 10 swaps for me.
The problem is if you send them here, they got to stay here. They can't go back to you.
Well, they can stay till you're done with them.
Yeah, otherwise I was going to want to get in on that deal too.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Billy.
John Barton asked about disc brakes.
Yeah, so that's a good question since we were talking about it. John Bartman from social media, who is also a Cannonball rider and a chase rider, asked
a great guy.
Brakes are allowed in the rules, and yes, they are. So we do allow for.
We promote
upgrades.
safety.
Exactly, but they have to work.
Yeah, if they don't work.
See,
John
no accident.
Didn't have good working rear brakes. So yeah, it's okay.
John is a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
I
Oh, yeah,
taste with him.
So before we go, I want to just you were another person that was an inaugural rider on the chase. I want to kind of hear what your experience was and tell us a little bit about that.
Like I said, John Bartman and I rode together, and we teamed up with Matt and Chris. It was such a fun ride. I rode a 39 flathead U on it. Didn't have any trouble with it other than a generator, but I just rode on battery till I could get the generator changed out one night. But it was a great experience. I think it gives a lot of opportunity for a lot of the guys that don't have an older bike to be able to experience what we did in the Cannonball to some degree. I have nothing. It was very well organized. Leanne, I could tell she'd worked her butt off on it. And all the night stays were perfect. The routes were great. There's only one thing I didn't like about it, and I'm not even going to mention it because you know what it is. But me and my buddy Carson, if you're listening, Mike, I won't mention it for the two of us, but that's okay. The whole ride experience was fantastic. I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Well, we was thinking about having a quiz tonight before we started this interview.
Yeah, I might have done pretty good on it. Every time I think I did good on the other one, I didn't. So. Doug worked his butt off on the chase. I think he fixed at least a dozen bikes on that deal, about a dozen every night. I think he was busy.
Doug had the best.
They gave me a safety vest, and I had everybody sign it when I fixed their bike, and I got over 30 signatures on it. Anyhow, I was hanging up in my shop now with everybody's signatures on it.
It was hybrid yellow, and now it's just black.
Yeah, it looks like a chicken stepped in an ink pad and ran around on it.
Doug, you had the best score on the quiz, didn't you?
Yeah, by 10 points.
By 10 points.
But I didn't win anything because, I was
ineligible. Yeah. You were infected.
Yeah, next year, though, I'm going to kick ass. You have to find somebody new to keep all them bikes running.
You just laid down the gauntlet, huh?
Hey, Rob.
Great. Yeah.
One of my favorite pictures from the 18 Cannonballs that morning that you had the number 10 shirt underneath your other shirt, and you kind of peeked that out so I could see that you was wearing number 10.
I love this shirt.
That was a good day.
Yes, it was a good day I liked when I had you guys holding Gumby.
Holding Gumby.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
There
I like
it is.
that. I love that picture.
That's great.
Oh, that. We had a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of fun on that Cannonball.
Oh yeah, yep.
Well, we're almost out of time. We can ask a few more questions if you want. Jason, you got anything else you want to run by the guys?
Got anything for sale?
Everything's for sale for the right price. Isn't that the motto?
Oh, I do have one more question for Bill and Billy. I understand you guys have a pretty good collection of choppers too. Can you tell us about that?
He's the old chopper guy. Yeah, I built choppers in the 70s, and I had quite a few of them. We're in the process of trying to find one of them that I built back. We've got some leads on it, but Billy just got at the Meckham auction. He bought a 49 pan that's kind of a bobber type chopper, and we're going to leave it the way it is. It's a cool bike just the way it is. It seems like it rides good. I've got a stretched out shovel head chopper, a 75 shovel that has got a lot of miles on. I've rode it all over the country. It's got about a 20 over Springer on it. Got a Sportster chopper. I think the choppers are coming back. And anybody that's collecting old bikes, not the modern choppers, but the vintage choppers are coming back. Hold on to them.
I don't know if they ever went away, Bill. The shovel heads, the pan shovels did go away. A lot of guys were putting pan heads back on, but you might see more of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess with that, Jason, anything else?
Yeah. I want to kind of know what does the next year have in store for the barn guys? Got any plans? Anything exciting? What are we going to see from you guys?
Thanks to COVID, we got a whole nother year to play around and decide what to ride. And knowing Dad here, he'll probably build 3 or 4 more bikes in that amount of time to give us even more choices.
Yeah,
I'm trying to retire, Jason. Billy's doing most of the stuff now, and I'm slowly trying to retire and get out of the barn guy picture. And so I have to occupy my time doing something.
Right.
Might as well be with bikes. We've had a good run with the barn guys. We love what we do, and I will probably never retire fully, but it's time to start enjoying other things a little bit more.
I hear you, Bill.
That's a good picture.
Those are great
Love that
shots.
picture on the screen right now. Just you guys riding and your family and all that. I know all that's real important to you guys.
Yep, it is. Yeah, we want to thank you guys, you and Leanne, for the opportunity. I still thank Lonnie. He means so much to me. He got me on, and before the end of the year, 2014, when he told me I was going to be on the 2016 Cannonball, and I had no idea how much that would mean then as it does now for everyone.
Heck yeah.
Chris Simmons just says she loves these guys, and they're a great family too.
Thanks, Chris.
We love her. There's that 4th person I was telling you that was going to. I'm not going to disclose the name that wants to ride with us. So it'll be me, Billy, and Dave, and there's probably going to be a 4th one, but I'll let him spring the news.
All right. Well, maybe
keep suspense.
Well, when they come back, maybe they'll come back with the 4th rider. Or we'd love to get Dave Minerva on. Dave, if you're listening, you're on deck. We're going to get you in here.
Yeah, do it.
Do it, Dave. Just do it.
Just do it, Dave.
And then we've got this right here. I don't know. Can we get a single on this? Don't forget these guys, those Texans. They're saying that Kansas ain't nothing. The white trash group. They say got no competition in Kansas. Don't want to
mess with those Kansas boys now. Yeah, we got Pat, Marty, and TR, and Billy, and I.
Any names to brag about, but whatever. I just the other guys. I don't know that I'd claim. George is pretty cool.
George. Forgot George.
I was talking to Pat the other day, and he's like a little kid. He's so giddy. He's ready to go.
Oh yeah, we all are.
But hopefully we get to know all you guys a little bit. The audience will get to know all you guys a little bit better and be even that more anxious to follow along on the Cannonball.
Yep. Yeah, it was a hard decision, I'm sure, for Jason and Leanne to make, but there was probably no other way. And although everyone was disappointed and ready to go, it'll be better if we can have the interaction with all the people like we talked about earlier.
Right.
So we'll just wait, do it when it comes.
And we'll build the anticipation to make it a bigger and better event. You know?
Hell yeah.
We'll get 2 riders.
What was that, Doug?
I said we'll get 200 riders. We got another year.
Yeah. Talk about a circus.
Yeah, imagine 500 people rolling into town between the sleep trucks and the staff and the bike polishers that Jim Petty had. Made his bike look new every morning, and the mechanics. And
it'll be like the wild one.
Yeah. What are you rebelling? What do you got?
What you doing? So, all right. Well, let's take this train out. I want to thank the barn guys for being with us, Bill and Billy.
I want to thank the sponsors. Thank our sponsors.
I'm getting to it. Come on, man.
All right. Go, get it.
First person I want to thank tonight is Source Media Group. Happy birthday to Chris Cowan.
Yeah, Chris. See you next week.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
It's creepy every time.
And Grease Gun too.
Stick with your day job.
All right. Thanks to
Thanks for
Retro
having
Cycle,
us on.
Red Fox Jewels, Jim's Parts, Law Tiger, Sinless Cycles, Legends Motorcycles,
Milwaukee Bike Works.
Milwaukee Bike Works.
I saw Kiwi Indian flash
Kiwi
up there.
Indian. We got a lot of great people that.
And let's not forget Jim's great products.
Absolutely.
If you're going to build a motor, you better be using Jim's products inside. That's all I got to say.
Oh, my J motor's got Jim shafts in it now. So hopefully I won't break it like I did that Eastern one. Far Eastern.
I was trying to get my first guest back on, but she said no.
I'm trying to restrain your dog.
Well, let Bob go and clean up that chair next to you, would you?
Yeah. Come on,
Doug, go take care of Bob. Leanne, come say goodbye.
Hey, Bob, you want a snack? I saw some treats here somewhere.
Bob just loves Doug so much that I had to restrain him back over here.
Where's your treats at?
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys. We got a great show for you guys again next week. The following week, we are going to take that week off because of Sturgis Bike Week. We'll all be super, super busy. Give us a little bit of time to regroup. We're going to be having fun there. We may be bringing you some stuff from Sturgis. We'll see how that all works out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Mike Bruso, you're great. Can't wait to see what you guys are doing. Barn guys, all that. Thanks for everybody that's chiming in and commenting and sharing the program. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, recommendations for us, reach out to us. We just want to bring you the content that you want to see, and that's all I really got. You got anything last parting word, Robbie?
I want to thank everybody for watching and tuning into live television, the new age.
Oh, I got one last thing before we go.
Go ahead, take us out, Jason.
All right. If you didn't notice, and I didn't bring this up, but when we did the Red Fox Jewel giveaway earlier, I want to just announce the two winners here real quick. But everybody's going to be a winner on there because I slashed the prices of everything today. Everything's on sale, over half off. Get on there, get something. I'll throw a gift in every single bag for the next 48 hours. I'll throw in some T-shirts, some koozies. Whatever. I'm being generous this week. Order it up. When this 2020 stuff's gone, it's gone. You'll never see it again, and we'll be making room for, I don't even know what we're going to call it, 2020/21. I don't know, but we're going to come up with something good. So limited quantities on everything that's on the site right now, and it's going to be collectible. I guarantee it.
Thank you.
Bye, Leanne.
Bye.
Bye, Rob.
Bye, Doug. RTW Doug. RTV Doug.